which is not.
It's option one.
5, so I don't screw that up. First thing we'll do is Pledge of Allegiance. Everybody stand. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America,
and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
All right, and we'll move to the public notification of this meeting has been published, posted, and distributed in compliance with the South Carolina Freedom of Information Act, also known as FOIA. And the first thing we'll need is approval of the agenda. So moved, okay, and a second. Dave, you were so quick. Dave is the second on that. So we'll move forward with the agenda and the approval. We also need an approval of the minutes from November 21st, which you got a copy of that was emailed ahead of time.
That's Brian's job.
Brian, first? Okay, second. And now we'll move on to the public comment period. Just a reminder to the public, in case we do have a comment, no longer than 3 minutes. Is there any public comment? Okay. Oh, there we go.
Hi there, my name is Guy Folks, and I'm a pilot down at Hilton Head, and I know there's a 6-year waiting list for new hangars, and I'm a lot smarter in the last 5 minutes, thankful to John Rimbold. Anyway, my question is, what, if any, mechanisms can we use to expand the airport for more hangars? The waiting list is 6 years, which to me, that's, the market telling us that we're way behind. So really, I just wonder what the options were for, I presume, northern or southern expansion of the hangars on the east side.
Okay, we've kind of been discussing that over many meetings, over many years since I've been a member.
It is my first time here. So
Yeah, it'll be a discussion that we'll have going forward. So if you kind of watch the meetings, and you'll hear more about it as we go forward on ideas, different ideas.
Terrific, thank you.
Okay, all right, thank you. Is there anyone else? I'm going to go out on a limb here and say no, since we only had one person sitting here that I did recognize. All right, so we'll move on to the director's report. John, you're up.
All right, thank you. Happy New Year to everybody. Just for something to think about, you are a quarter century past Y2K.
Yeah.
Yeah, you remember that?
Yeah.
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 You're welcome, Steve.
I feel younger
In case you weren't
already.
feeling old enough, no, there you go.
Also, we were all born last century.
Yeah, that's there you go.
Yeah, iPhone was in about.
I'll see that and raise you.
Yeah, there you go. That's all I have. All right, let's see. We're gonna go through a quick little slideshow here. First, kind of a cool picture. Our construction rep on the terminal project is also kind of an amateur photographer, so when he gets kind of a cool shot with the moon or something like that, he sends it to us, so kind of a fun one that we included there. All right, anybody want to guess whether or not this remote's gonna work? Because it never works for me.
I feel confident it's a new year. It'll work, but it's a new year.
New year, okay, so we got a 1 yes, we got a yes, we got a no.
I think we got it.
Rich knows.
Well, it's not the remote, it's the operator.
You set me up.
Yeah.
Rich, all right, Rich, you win the, we should have thrown something in there. Yeah, it didn't work. Now, is there a way that we can reset it? There we go, now it works.
So we're both right.
Yeah, but it stalled out on us for some reason.
I was gonna say intermittent.
All right, so I'm not going to read this whole thing, but I did want you to see whether, I don't know if everybody signed up to get the notices for Beaufort County, but we had a nice one written up about the folks flying out of ARW to take supplies up to western North Carolina after the hurricane. And that was a pretty big effort. There were a lot of flights that went up, and I forget it's like over 6,000 pounds of supplies that were flown up. So a lot of folks participated in that. We appreciate that. There was also a group that flew out of Hilton Head Island Airport. So between the two airports, we played a pretty good role in that, and we certainly appreciate all the pilots for doing that and giving us a kind of a nice talking point to tell people that's why you have airports. This is one of the ways that airports give back and take care of folks. So that was a nice piece of public information there. All right, we did have a good visit with Hilton Head Christian Academy. They had come, was it last year or 2 years ago? Was it last year? Well, 2 years ago now, but they're making this an annual thing. So we've had their science students coming out and getting a chance to tour the airport and see, the sheriff's helicopter. We had a Army Black Hawk out there, and medevac, and then they got to go up the tower and check out the ARF and ride the truck and everything too. So cool experience for them, and we're trying to put that out to other schools as well, just for the exposure and maybe plant that aviation bug in some more youngsters. Speaking of which, these we showed you guys these two fellows a couple of months ago when they had a tour of the tower, and the ARF chief heard about it, and he was not to be outdone, so he sent them a personal invitation to come back and get a ride in the truck and water the grass maybe from the fire truck. So hopefully we'll get them to come out and may have some budding aviators or potentially ARF officers there. So stick around long enough and maybe they'll be up here giving the brief. Dan got a new truck, so we had to show off the truck. Doesn't happen often, so Dan's our ops chief, and he's constantly out there checking things out, moving around, and towing things, putting stuff back in place. So he got new wheels, and that was definitely appreciated. So it's good to have some reliability in the fleet. All right, this past Monday night at County Council, our county administrator, who was just in here, recognized the Emerging Leaders Program, and we had two of our folks who were involved in that. So Marlene and Rocio were graduates of the 2024 Emerging Leaders, and they were involved in a lot of stuff. And they were in charge of the whole Christmas lighting operation that happens here. They also put on a big conference in June, right? And that was huge. It was a day-long conference down at USCB, and there were all kinds of speakers who came in, and it was a full day, lunch included, and everything else. But these folks who work for the county put everything on, organized all the activities, got all the speakers, and what other events did Emerging Leaders? That's right. So you did Earth Day, and then you did the Public Works Day down in Bluffton, I think, right? When there was a big push down there. So that program is ongoing. It's a year-long thing, so there'll be more folks involved this coming year. But I think it's a good way to get folks to meet other members of the county staff and then to make a positive impact too. And it's called Emerging Leaders for a reason, and these are folks who have indicated interest in stepping up. So congratulations to our two graduates. All right, wow, we're done already. All right, so we did not, and I have a few more things to talk about, but I didn't put together a nice movie for you this month. Hopefully we'll get to that next month, but it was a little bit busy, so I didn't do that. But this is the QR code that takes you to Engagement HQ, so we typically each week will have updated photos from the terminal project there. So feel free to check that out and keep up to date on that. Terminal's coming along really well. I think we're almost complete with structural steel. There's a couple little areas that need to get finished up. All of our slab for the building's now been poured. There was a piece that was in the entrance road that was the last piece to be poured, and that was just poured last week. So that's finished. I think all of the roof decking is up, and the rest of the roof system is being installed. The stud walls are being put on the building, so it really looks and feels like a building now. You can see some of the rooms taking place or taking shape inside the terminal. So it's pretty exciting to see. Plumbing's going in, electrical is going in, that sort of thing. So it's getting the details are starting to happen. So it's pretty exciting to see all that.
And would you say it's on schedule, slightly ahead of schedule, slightly behind schedule? Where is it? Where do you think?
Right now, I'd say it's right on schedule.
Okay.
Yeah. And that schedule has it substantially complete in just about a year. Just a little bit more than a year from now.
John, could you just take a minute and just review phase one? I've known you've done it a few times, but one more time. What's in phase one?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, phase one of the terminal includes all the new boarding gates, the new security screening checkpoint, the exit lane coming back from the gates into the main lobby towards baggage claim. That boarding gate area will include 3 jet bridges. So the three main gates will each have a jet bridge to go out to the aircraft. There's also work out front of the building, so the new 4-lane road in front of the terminal will be complete as part of this project, is nearly complete now. There's been some revisions to the parking to make room for that road, and there's also going to be a temporary canopy that happens in the front of the terminal building for the existing building, and that entrance area will have a temporary canopy that will come down in the second phase. I think that's it. We've got a few little things like some apron lighting that'll go up and some more systems within the building that will be part of phase one as well. But that's the main part of phase one. And then phase two gets interesting when we move into renovations of the existing building and moving all those pieces around so that we can work and keep everything moving. So, any questions on anything that I put up there? All right, well, move right along. Oh, there is one? Oh, yeah. Okay. The Title VI plan, I think we talked about it a couple of months ago, but this is a really, the best way to put it, it's a heavy lift for the airport to put this together. It's a federal requirement, and because of the fact that we receive FAA grants for the infrastructure, we have to have a Title VI program in place. Basically what that is a non-discrimination policy. Normally, your parent organization like the county has one, and there's kind of one with Beaufort County, but the FAA wanted the airports to have one specific to the airports to meet the requirement. So Rocio and Marlene and Judy worked together to put that together and get it approved by the FAA. So that's now, is it posted on our websites and everything?
I'm not sure if it's posted yet.
Okay. Okay. One of the final steps is to make it publicly available. So it'll be on our website, and that'll be referenced in any of our bids that we put out for projects as well. So it was good to have that finished up. Took a lot of work. Tower renovation grant, if you remember, we received a BIL grant, the bipartisan infrastructure law. It's $300,000 grant, and that's going to be used to provide some new, I don't want to say comfort items, but new working items in the tower cab. So it should take care of a new roof on the cab because the roof is leaky. The stairwell that drops down to get access to the roof will be replaced. And then carpeting, the desks, consoles, everything that's up in the cab will be replaced as part of this. So the first time we got the grant, we took care of all the electronics, put all new communications and recording gear in there, so that's all up to snuff. And then this takes care of more of the kind of working environment issues that our controllers need while they're up there. So Steve's working with Dan at the airport, and we'll be getting some bids on that and then applying. You have to apply for another grant. So we've already received yes, you got a grant, and then you have to apply again to actually access the money. So we'll do that shortly and be able to execute that project. Yeah, there's always another step of admin work.
One more button to
The ARW hangar project, as you may know, we went to county council back in early December with that one for first reading. We've kind of called timeout on that one. We met with the county's got a new CFO. So part of the reason we're backing up is we've got a new CFO who's got some ideas about how we can maybe put that project together, hopefully without needing to ask for general fund funds, because several members of council had an issue with an enterprise fund accessing general fund dollars. So we're going to work on that, and we'll put a plan together and figure how we're going to fund that project. But the long and short of it is we're pulling back from the county council process right now and working with staff to try again to see if we can put together a project that'll work.
John, do you have an estimated timeline on when that would go in front of council for first reading?
No, we don't know that it's going to need
Oh, okay, all right, yeah.
a reading or not. Depending on what we put together, it may or may not need, a resolution or an ordinance. We'll find that out once we have a chance to workshop this with the CFO and see what options there are.
Okay, thank you.
Yep, absolutely. But we do have the site work project ready to go, and I don't think we've got.
Are we moving forward with the site work project
Yes.
part of it? Because we have the funding for that
Correct.
already from the.
Yep.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
we're going to get I don't think we've got the pre-con scheduled yet, but we're going to get the pre-con scheduled here pretty soon, pre-construction meeting, and then get that underway. So we'll be making some progress. And then as you know, Eric left, so we're without a manager at ARW again, and we're actively in that search and interview phase. We had an interview yesterday, we've got a couple tomorrow, so just know that we're trying to fill that spot as well. So.
Did Eric get a better offer or just decided he didn't like it, or why did he leave?
No, he got a better offer.
Yeah,
Yeah, he ended up, he went back to DOD,
okay.
and he's working a specialized job within DOD.
Who's managing the day-to-day at the airport now?
Trey.
Who?
Trey.
Trey, okay.
Yep. So the line supervisor's kind of taking over day to day, and then Steve's backing everything up.
Thanks.
Like he always does. All right, and then the last item that I want to talk about that's not on here is our meeting schedule for 2025. We had a little curveball thrown to us in the last couple of weeks by the town of Hilton Head Island. They scheduled a meeting that will bump us out of our time slot when we're down in Hilton Head.
So you're saying we're the redheaded stepchild?
Well, you could describe that as you like, but I will tell you, the town of Hilton Head said, hey, we need our conference room, so we need council chambers.
Okay.
So did you guys all get a copy of that?
Yeah, we all have it on our desk.
Yeah, so just take a look at that. I mean, a couple options there to look at the second Thursday, which is a full change day and time. So second Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning. And the other option is the third Thursday at 10 o'clock in the morning. Third Thursday is going to be a little bit tougher for me because I have a standing meeting at 8:30. But take a look at that. Rocio's going to be in touch, and we'll figure out. These options work with both county council chambers and town council chambers.
Do we, just so we know, because it's a little easier than communicating by email, just looking at the schedule right now, outside of like one date, but does anybody have a problem with either one of those, the second Thursday or the third Thursday, or the time?
I just want to know, is the time 10 a.m. here, or is that the Hilton Head time? Or is that
It's
both of them?
Both.
Okay.
Yeah, so no more 1:30 meetings, right? They're 10 a.m. meetings now. The question is just second week or third week.
Yeah,
To answer your question, then, Chris, I have no problem with that.
okay. Anybody, how about you, David?
No issues.
Okay.
What's
All right,
your
that at
preference,
least-
John?
Sorry?
What's your preference?
My preference is second Thursday, just because I have an 8:30 on the third Thursday.
Yeah.
Should we just go ahead and do it?
I mean, yeah, I don't see a reason why we just can't go ahead.
Okay.
and- I don't think there's a vote necessarily needed on that, is there?
No.
Because you still get your public notice
I
and
think it's
everything.
a
I think it's, yeah, I think you can decide it.
Yeah, you can decide.
Yeah,
Yeah, we'll send it out.
let's just plan on that.
Option one it is.
Option one.
Okay. It's quicker than I thought. Appreciate that.
Easier.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was good. All
So,
right.
all right, and so that's the end of the director's report, right?
It is, unless I forgot it. You see it?
Know that on the second Thursday, that July 17th is a special meeting, that one will be on the third Thursday, because it's not available.
Okay.
Okay,
Yeah, I mean, we'll still have a day here or there that bumps around, just like we do now, but
yeah, we
We'll-
can do
we'll
it.
keep
Well,
you
we'll just
informed.
move it to Beaufort.
Yeah, I mean, that works for me.
I told you there's some stuff going on behind the scenes. You always
Okay,
want-
and you had a question for John?
I do, John. Could you address a little more elaborately than Chris did, the gentleman's question regarding Hilton Head hangar space, et cetera, et cetera?
I'd love to, but I can't.
Okay.
There's no more information than Chris shared.
Yeah. Is it, what is it, so it's roughly, do they have basically the same waiting list that we do in ARW? About the same number?
A little bit less than ARW, but it's still substantial.
Yeah, okay. All right,
But we really don't have land to look at there, so it's
yeah.
more
That's,
challenging.
that's still that same problem we've been looking at going forward. Okay, all right, great. Okay, so that, any other questions for John by anybody?
Mr. Chairman, I would like to recognize John and Steve. I've been inundating them with emails about the fact that Don Bennett, the
Yeah.
mechanic, passed away, and then I think that's important that our airport have maintenance. You know, I know that it'll get worked out, and plus I have a personal stake, because Don had my engine in 1,000, and still it is in 1,000 pieces in his hangar right now. Which, if you want to go see a sad airplane, go look at my Cirrus on the ramp without a propeller on it. But I've been, trying to figure out what's going on for, again, for myself and for the airport. And they've been very accommodating and helpful trying to get information back and forth.
Good.
So,
Yeah, I know, I heard a comment from a couple other people that, obviously it's sad whenever someone passes away, but on top of it, in a short period of time, he'd become a very integral part.
Yeah.
And how important having that ability to have your plane fixed there was.
We
So,
have a very good facility over at Hilton Head.
unfortunately,
Yeah, that's
I don't
not
know
your
if you knew
plane.
this, Howard, but planes struggle without a propeller.
They don't get off the
Well, no,
ground.
if you drop
Yeah.
the propeller at altitude,
Yeah, that's right, we can
You know,
teach you. We'll drag it,
I think
we'll get it to
wings-
glider speed.
You
I have
take the
been,
wings off and taxi it right over down the highway.
I
trail
keep
it
telling
over there.
myself I should have just flown for 5 more minutes and it probably would have been okay, but didn't have that option.
The roads are wide enough with no wings, just taxi right over.
We will have, thank you, and thank you for the help on, both to John and Steve on working through that problem. And hopefully we come out with a good result that makes everybody happy. I don't think we have any unfinished business that I'm aware of, right? And we don't have any new business that I'm aware of,
No.
unless somebody has something hidden that they don't, okay? Chairman update, from my standpoint, I don't think we have any committee reports either due to us being off. So I don't really have anything to add to it, which brings us back to the citizen comment period. Anyone have a comment as a citizen? Seeing that there are none, we'll then move for adjournment.
One, before you do that, real quickly, just pay attention to the date for February, because I think, isn't February, that's,
Yeah.
say again? Yeah, the 13th would normally be the date, but it's listed on here as the 20th, so pay attention to that, because the 13th is the date of our conference.
I thought we were going with option one,
yeah.
so that's the 13th.
So we're gonna do that right away?
Yeah, we are gonna do option one, but then on the 13th, we're actually gonna do the 20th. because
All right.
we're both gonna be out.
Yeah, just pay attention, Rocio, she'll get you,
Okay.
she'll tell you where to go and when for the next one.
Just on that February, because they're both gonna be out.
Here in Beaufort.
Beautiful.
20th in Beaufort.
Sorry,
get that,
guys,
Chase?
sorry.
Some funny stuff.
Today we're Hilton Head.
That's right.
Yeah.
No, don't say that. So next meeting here, February 20th at 10 a.m.
Yes,
Yes.
Right. And then we go with option one. Okay.
yeah. Okay, with that being said then, can I have a motion for adjournment? There we go, second.
Second.
Dave, there we go.
Chris?
All adjourned.